Well, good evening, my lovelies. How are we all on Tuesday, the 28th of June, and the weeks are flying? Can somebody stop time? Roughly about 10 past, not roughly, 20 to 8 actually, so time has got away with me this evening. 20 to 8 on a Tuesday, 28th of June. Time is absolutely flying, but I'm looking out and the sun is shining, so it's a little bit better than this morning when I was going to class and it was absolutely lashing rain. Those that couldn't be with us, COVID has hit hard again this week. Roughly 75% of members missing in action this week due to positive cases of COVID, so please mind yourself. Wear masks, do the hand gel, you don't need me to tell you that, protect ourselves where we can. Please get well soon, and we hope that you're back in class with us next week. Those that are on holidays, we're not jealous at all, I'm not jealous at all. Enjoy, and please bring back some heat and a bit of constant sunshine for the month of July. So obviously we're entering a new month. This week, also on Friday, we will be receiving the good news, whether it's a boy or a girl, we get to find out on Friday. So big week ahead for all of us in the family. Looking forward to that news on Friday. But for us, from a weight loss point of view, it's also going to be a big week, because what we do now will establish how our July is going to start on our weight loss journey. And really our week does start now. We have a whole week before we see each other again. So it is important to put in the groundwork now to see a difference on the scales next week. I think I've contacted everyone now in relation to their food diaries and everyone with their personal text messages. Fantastic month for weight and inch loss, so I will be doing that once I finish the video. I'll be doing up to tally and I'll let you know within the group. I want to welcome all our lovely ladies this week. It's great to have you on board. We did lose a couple of members this week as well due to holidays, and they want to restart in September, which is absolutely fine. Places are very limited, with one place only left now as we stand, plus the waiting list is still there for members that are interested in joining. So you're very welcome to the group. Those that have joined us this week or have rejoined the group, you're more than welcome, and it's great to have you on board with us. My pleasure to help you and to also welcome you to the group. This week's talk is about how to increase your metabolism. So just as we talked on Monday evening and also Tuesday morning, the general consensus was, yes, that we feel our metabolism is running a little bit slow, and you'll know your own body best, so no better people or person to ask is for me to ask that direct question. And you know that I'm about information, I'm about education, and I'm about addressing issues that members feel are arising on their weight loss journey. And metabolism is one of the big ones. I remember me, probably early 20s, I would say, going to the doctor to get a blood test for thyroid and hoping and wishing, praying on the way to the doctor that I was going to come back that I had an underactive thyroid, and that was the reason why I had a weight problem. How crazy that we can be when it comes to our weight, and wishing a medical illness on myself that I'd have to take medication to make an excuse for why I had a weight problem. But our metabolism does fluctuate obviously at different stages in our life. So really the key word for this week is to rev up our metabolism. So age, gender and genetics, that's outside your control. There's nothing that we can do about that, obviously. So age is a factor. As we get older, things do slow down. As you say, old age doesn't come alone, so it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be old, but as we get older we generally get more of these conditions. Gender, obviously, that's male or female. Men tend to lose weight quicker, their metabolism runs higher because they have more muscle tissue, and that is the difference of hormones. Us as women, we tend to carry fat tissue, and the difference of hormones for childbearing. So our fat tissue sleeps when we sleep, but men's muscle tissue is active even when they sleep. Genetics is in there as well, so that can come down to family. Generally comes from the mother's line if the thyroid is out of sync at all. The thyroid is just a small gland that's here in the neck, roughly the shape of a butterfly, but it does control the metabolism, and it can come out at different stages and be knocked out at different stages of our life. I know for me, being pregnant now the second time, every 6 weeks I have to get a thyroid function test, because in pregnancy it can be knocked out. So it is important just to stay on top of blood work. I would always recommend get your bloods done every 6 months, obviously with your doctor. So your metabolism is the amount of energy that your body burns, basically to keep itself functioning while at rest. So while you're resting or while you're sleeping, where do you get the energy from? So the amount of energy that your body needs to burn to keep us functioning. So the energy obviously comes from the food that we eat. Okay, so these are a couple of little pointers. Increasing physical activity has proven to help as well. So any kind of improvement from what we're doing now is going to help us, and it's going to help build that metabolism up. So sometimes you might feel that the metabolism is down here or maybe a little bit lower. Really what I want from these points is for us to take it on board and bring our metabolism up a notch this week, maybe up 2 notches, and keep it up at this working level, because we don't want these peaks and troughs in our metabolism and it running on empty and then spiking at certain times, then it comes back down to empty. We want some consistency in there so that we're not having those dips, because obviously if the metabolism is out of sync, it will slow up our weight loss. So it is important to keep on top of that. So I'm not saying you have to join a gym. What I'm saying is some physical activity. So the ad breaks on the soaps, they're roughly 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes long, up and down the stairs. Maybe come up, do a little bit of ironing for 2 minutes. Just something that gets us moving. Park the furthest spot in shopping centres. Use the trolley bays rather than the ones nearest the door. Those simple things that you can incorporate into your day's routine. Get off the bus and stop early. Park the car further away from work. Things that you can do that is more than what you're doing now would be brilliant. And I just did share in the class this little sample exercises with dumbbells if we have them at home as well. So 4 ways to basically speed up our metabolism. Up first is to avoid late night meals, okay? So I suppose more so in the class what we talked about is that we don't necessarily have meals at night time or late night, but it would be the snacking. So it is important that you have the right snacks in. For me, at this stage in my life, I'm done with that. Going to bed at 7 o'clock, going to bed at 8 o'clock, going to bed because I don't want to be picking in the fridge or in the presses, going to bed hungry, waking up hungry, being narky, not enjoying my weight loss journey. I don't really see a point in that, honestly. And personally, I don't see a point in that. But late night meals, that can happen maybe for shift work or maybe during the day that we have a high pressure job, that we have our breakfast, we might have a bit of a snack, we're kind of grazing through lunch, we come home, have our dinner about 6:30, maybe have wind down time with the kids, put the kids to bed, then about 9:30 we kind of get in gear, we're revving up and we say, sure, I didn't have a lunch today, and we make those allocations for that late night. So it is important. So obviously if we're eating late at night, the body finds it hard to digest, so the metabolism could be running quite high, and then it has to take a dip obviously when we go to rest. We might experience a bit of heartburn, maybe a bit of uneasy night's sleep, maybe a bit of burning in the legs. That's all your body's saying. There's something not agreeing with it. Maybe the body's having trouble digesting too much food at that time. So for me personally, about 9:15 is when I might have a carrot. I have the salad that I put the picture in the group. It could be a cracker and spreadable cheese. It could be a yogurt with a couple of blueberries. I'm not stopping eating, but I'm having the right food in. That's really, really important, to have the right snacks. Because as I said, I'm done with going to bed early and going to bed hungry. What's the point? And we're doing it wrong. We're going to spike our metabolism again. So it is important just to avoid having too heavy of food at night time. Have the correct food, as I said. Number 2 then is to stay hydrated. Really, really important. We all have 28 feet of intestine, 6 in the upper intestine, 22 in the lower. So important to keep that flushed on a daily basis. Imagine if you didn't flush your toilet for a day. It wouldn't be very nice. So it is important to keep ourselves flushed. Definitely have 2 litres. So I want you to be sure, so when I ask you the question, are you having your 2 litres, that you're able to say at least 2 litres, that you know that's that. It's not kind of, well, it's a pint that's about this size, or it's a glass that's this size. So it is important to keep ourselves hydrated. It's like if we go for a drive in the car, we make sure we've oil, we make sure we have diesel, we have washer fluid for the windows. We make sure that we have all that. So like for ourselves and our weight loss journey, we have to make sure that we keep everything moving, and staying hydrated is going to keep the metabolism running higher. So it is important as well, also with staying hydrated, that we have cold water. You know, when you drink cold water, you feel that chill going down. Your body has to react to heat at the body temperature. So in effect, the metabolism is running a little bit higher. My little man is looking for me, you can probably hear him. Number 3 then is eat little and often, so smaller meals. So ideally be 5 meals throughout the day. That's why on your food diary you have your breakfast box, you have snack box, you have lunch box, you have snack, you have dinner, and you have snack. All those boxes should be full. I don't like particularly seeing members' food diaries just a breakfast, lunch and dinner, and they might say to me I don't snack, because generally that means that we have those bigger meals, those 3 meals a day. Definitely no more than 3 hours maximum without food or without a snack inside us, because then again we're running on empty. Metabolism takes a dip. When we put food again, it has to it's like kickstarting it again, and we're starting from scratch. So as I said at the beginning, we want to keep it at a nice consistent level. So eat little and often. Really, really important to get on top of that this week, girls and boys, to keep that metabolism up. Number 4 then is build and maintain muscle mass. So we're not talking about bodybuilding muscle. We're just talking about increasing our proteins. That yellow shelf where you have 2, you can increase that to 3 once it's lean meat. So like your salmon, your mackerel, your sardines, your chicken breast, your turkey, your lean mince, your piece of steak, your eggs is in there. So increase your protein to build that muscle tissue, because that's what men has, is muscle tissue. Because as we lose weight, we do lose our muscle mass as well as fat. So it's just to keep that up to a natural dietary working level would be the best way to have that. No protein shakes or anything like that. And just to maintain that muscle mass over time as well. So like what I talked about in the class as well, those little exercises with the dumbbells of keeping on top of the muscle and keeping the muscle toned up. We're obviously going to burn calories, and it keeps the metabolism active. Other things that can help us is like the green tea. So your chamomile, your peppermint, any of the green teas. I always refer to green teas as the ones you don't have to put milk in. Chili is in there as well. You know when you eat chili, so the chili flakes from the club again because they're medical. You can use them in all your food and into your cooking. And it does speed up the metabolism. You feel on fire when you eat that, so that your metabolism is born at a higher level. Pineapple is great as well, fresh pineapple. Grapefruit is also on the list, but just be careful with grapefruit. If we're on the contraceptive pill or on blood pressure tablets, grapefruit can actually knock out our medication, so therefore we should steer clear of that. Caffeine as well, okay, but I don't want your cell bunnies next week. You know when you drink caffeine you get that kind of a little bit of jitter, so maybe we might have a spoon of coffee, put in a spoon and a half. It does help the metabolism keep up and keep active. Myths out there, diets high in fat or protein. Again, they are diets that can make us feel fuller. Gluten-free diets, fasts. If we're fasting, or intermittent fasting is quite big on social media. Again, you're playing with fire. You're messing up your own metabolism and slowing it down. Staying awake longer. So again, that's a myth. So the longer we stay awake, the longer our metabolism is burning. Sleep is one of the top 5 points for weight loss. Already, we're only coming into July. We've had 3 talks specifically about sleep and how important it is on our weight loss journey. Like that, gluten-free diets, without being rude, generally for a gluten intolerant, there's a lot of upset in the stomach, could be diarrhea. So again, this is not actually helping with our metabolism, it's actually playing havoc with us. So we want to keep it at a working level and not to have this fluctuating, as I said, for it to die down, and we have to kickstart it and rev it back up again. So our little motto for this week is physical activity. Think of it as your medication that you need to take daily. So if we're taking medication daily or we're taking vitamins, we take them every day. We don't say, oh, I'm feeling grand today, I'll take them when I think that I need them. If they're a prescription medication, you know how important it is to take that daily and to take it at the right time. So the same for your physical activity this week. Up that this week because it is proven to help the metabolism. So that could be our change this week. So I hope that helps. You know the drill. Any positive or negative feedback on the video, please do let me know. As I said, I hope that we all get well soon, those that couldn't be with us. I want us all to stay safe. Make one change this week. Obviously, as I said at the beginning, Friday is going to be the 1st of July. To make a difference in July for weight loss, our week starts now and we have to make a change right now. You are my troops, you are my soldiers. I know that you can do this. If we didn't have a good week and we still got to class, well done. I greatly admire that because they're the hard weeks. But for July, what is there for the taking is between 7 to 10 pound. 10 pound is a clothes size. We've got this. We have to put the head in gear, get our mojo on, but we must make change to see change. We can't just keep on expecting change at the scales when we haven't made a change since you've last seen me maybe last week, and the same for next week. Now is your time to be sure when you step on the scales next week. I'm definitely down because I've had a good week and I've given the program 80%, but still have your 3. But well done to everyone. I will post the weight loss, and any questions, just please get in touch. But well done to everyone. June has been a great month and it's not over yet. Put in your groundwork now, but have a great week everyone, and I'll be in touch. Food diaries, staying hydrated, drinking our 2 litres of water, and we'll see less of each other next week. Have a fabulous week. Big hugs and kisses to everyone, and stay safe.